Ladies and gentlemen, America needs leadership today. Quite frankly, we are here at this moment because too many leaders, too many moms and dads, too many teachers, too many pastors and churches, too many politicians and elected office holders backed away from the microphone when it was their turn to speak. Well, I'm happy to join with all these others to lend my voice with you for the institution of marriage. So let me begin where I will end. God instituted it. Nature reveals it. And science substantiates it. Marriage is reserved for the union of one man and one woman. And this must have been what was going through Billy Graham's mind when Billy Graham said, I can't even fathom that we would be having a discussion on the definition of marriage. It is clear, one man and one woman. It is also why Pope Francis, the freshly inaugurated Pope, who is very clear on marriage, and he says any effort to redefine it is a thwart to God's plan. Now, we all know it is the norm for politicians to toss about from pole to pole and wave to wave and put their finger in the wind. But what we want the Supreme Court to do is look to our founders, look to the wisdom of Billy Graham, look to the wisdom of Pope Francis, not to the perpetual posturing of politicians, and define marriage once and for all as a union of a man and a woman. As Brian mentioned, in Iowa, we saw this play out. We saw what happens when a court usurps the obvious will of the people. And what happened there is the people of Iowa listened and they responded. And they responded with a historic ouster of all the judges in the 2010 election. And what continues today is that there is still a credibility chasm with our Supreme Court because they took the powers that belong to the people upon themselves. You see, Iowans and Americans understand it is the Congress that makes the law. It is the executive branch that executes the law. And it is only we, the people, that get to amend our Constitution. Congress makes the law, the president executes the law, and we get to amend the Constitution, not the courts. Thus, I believe this court would be wise to uphold the Defense of Marriage Act as it states one man and one woman. Matter of fact, all they'd have to use is use their own logic as they applied it to Obamacare, that Congress passed it. I also believe they need to uphold the people's vote of the great state of California. Usurping the people's voice and vote will send a constitutional shiver down America's freedom spine. And it will be the height of judicial overreach, where all of us will know that all of our freedoms, no matter which one you hold very dear, is now up for grabs to an unelected court. Jefferson warned us about this. He said this would be an oligarchy, and we must resist it at all costs. This is what our founders fled. On every horizon, America is in a fragile state. I do not believe it'd be wise for the court to add to our fragility by creating an unneeded constitutional crisis. Let the process work itself out. Let the people have the right to vote. Let the people have the right to define this institution. And one last thing. In Iowa, we start off the presidential process. And let me assure you, on behalf of the family leader and myself, that we will do everything with our network and with every effort that we have to make sure that we launch a candidate that establishes and embraces marriage as God instituted, as nature revealed it, and as science validates it. One man and one woman. Thank you for allowing me to be here.